Hi, this is Nick and Mary reporting on our preliminary report on the HelloFresh meal plan. And we thought it would be fun to open up the package of what we're going to be using today. So Nick and I have shared one of the meals, and we'll tell you about those meals in a second. But the next one we're going to be trying is, which one is it? The cheesy smashed burger. And unlike the last food plan he did, I'm actually sharing some of these meals with him because this is food more along the line of what I like. We do want to let you know that when you open that big box we showed you, that underneath the ice is the chicken cutlets, the pork, the hamburger. So if you order this meal plan, you won't want to forget to look underneath the ice because that's where your meat is. And we didn't know that right at first until we opened one of the bags and we didn't see the meat in there. So we got it out of there as quick as we could. But so this is what we'll be eating together today, and show you what's inside of it. Opening it up with you. And as we said before, each one comes with a recipe card. So it shows you how to cook it. So this is for two. And as we told you, this plan doesn't come with option for just one person. So what Nick did with one of them that I'll have him tell you about is he divided it. He did it for one lunch and then again for the next lunch because I wasn't going to eat that item. So it comes with the two buns for the hamburgers. And all of these so far have come with the loose little potatoes.
So I just cut them up in wedges and put them on a sheet pan.
So it's not like a rule like you have to follow the recipe on the card because one was mashed potatoes and it was Nick's idea. Let's just cut them up and cook them on a pan. So
that was my part.
Which part? The onion?
The onion. Potatoes.
Oh, how about the onion? You tell them all about this onion.
What about it?
It's big. So because this is a cheesy smash burger, it comes with caramelized onions. So of course.
So we'll have to put it in a pan and caramelize them.
And
she's not an onion fan, but I am.
So he's the expert in that. He will be doing that part. He will be cutting it. He will be caramelizing it, and he will be eating that onion. I will not probably. Here's another one. Those little stray potatoes.
Obey seasoning.
So you think that's for the burger, probably?
I would say that's probably
for the onion. I guess we'll find out when we read it. The mayonnaise.
Mayo.
Dijon mustard. Another little stray potato.
What is it?
That is it's a white cheddar cheese. So I'm guessing that's gonna looks like it's melted on the hamburger. And ketchup. So you get everything you need for the smashed burgers with they have fries or cheddar or potato
wedges.
Yeah. So the cost of this meal, because our first box is special, is around $5-6 for that meal. That's a good deal. We went ahead and kept our subscription for next week, but only at a reduced cost, not as reduced as this was. So we will be getting another box that we'll share with you next week. And of course, we got the hamburger too. So that's our meal for today that we will report on in our next video. But let's talk about our experience so far.
Okay, so the first day, and Mary shared this meal with me because it's for two. It is the onion crusted chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Now the mashed potatoes, we cut them up in wedges and then we put a little seasoning on them and put them in the oven. And they tasted very good like that. And she did like the onion crusted chicken, even though she doesn't like onions. I had to twist her arm to eat it, but she liked it after she got into it.
Yes, so I didn't taste or feel, because sometimes it's the feel of an onion I can't stand. So I did like that chicken, and the chicken tasted fresher. It had a real fresh.
It wasn't dried out or anything.
I wasn't thrilled with roasting the green beans, but I think if I had put a little Parmesan cheese on them, I would have liked them more because I did put a little Parmesan cheese on them after I tasted them.
And I did like them the way they were. Okay, the second day, I was kind of excited about doing this. We had warm buttered shrimp roll. And you put the shrimp, they give you plenty of shrimp because it is more than enough for 2 sandwiches. And then the potatoes, I'm supposed to cut it for wedge fries, but I felt like that shrimp sandwich is enough for me, so I didn't do the potatoes. I just kind of put them aside to use them at another date. I put the shrimp in a pan and fried it up with a little bit of smoked paprika, which they give you, a little bit of garlic powder, which they give you. And it said on here, give you a little hot sauce with it. And I did put that on, and it really made a difference on it too. It wasn't very hot, but I loved the sandwich. It was very good.
And it had a slaw, didn't it?
And it had a coleslaw that went on top of it, which gave it a really nice crunch. It was red cabbage, and it had some scallions in it, and some dressing, which is in a packet that you put together and mix it up. But I would definitely do that again. That was a good set.
So that meal was only for him because I wasn't about to eat a shrimp roll, and only he cooked it because I didn't want to, believe it or not, even as old as I am, I've never cooked shrimp, and I didn't want to ruin it. And so he did that. What we did find that was fun with that first meal that we did with the chicken was we did it together, and it was fun. I mean, I crunched the onions up while he sliced the
but
potatoes.
Even when I did this, you also helped me read instructions to me and stuff like that for the dressing and
so even though there's prep time, we had fun with that prep time because it was fun to cook together. And so that was another bonus and a plus. So we're still at the beginning of this meal plan. We ordered 4 meals for next week. Those I specifically chose mostly for Nick because they were more along his lines of what he likes to eat. But there was plenty of choices on there. A few cost a little bit more if you took them. A few were boxed, and I looked at the sodium count. I mean, they were already ready to just heat up. So they had a few of those. I did not choose any of those because I looked at the sodium content and it was much higher. So we love the idea that it's fresher. The cost without a special price, we think that we could just save money by going to the grocery store.
What was the first one we did?
The first meal was the
first week.
Oh, we did Factor the first week.
Yeah, and Factor had a more convenience because you just put it in the microwave for 2 minutes and you're ready to eat it. But this is so much better, and it doesn't really take that long to cook. You know, a lot of these recipes and stuff, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 at the most. So it doesn't take a long time. And when it comes to potatoes, you can do whatever you want with them. You can mash them if you want. And I believe one of them was garlic mashed, and instead I used the garlic and the shrimp, and I cut up wedges for the potatoes.
Yeah, so we like the convenience of it. We like that it's all put together. We'll keep these recipe cards no matter what we decide to do in the future because so far Nick has really liked the recipes, and I'm looking forward to the Italian meatloaf. And then there's a figgy balsamic pork that I think I may or may not share with Nick. So our goal at the beginning of looking at these programs was to help keep the carb count down. So when you're adding potatoes to some of these meals, the carb count goes up, of course. My goal was also that these meals were for Nick, and but I did enjoy eating the chicken with him, and I do follow a low carb diet. So sometimes he'll eat one of these meals when he had the shrimp roll, and he's looking over at me thinking, how could you be enjoying this little bowl of tuna salad without even having any bread? But I'm not the foodie that he is. And I kind of look at food as fuel, and I really enjoyed my bowl of tuna salad without bread. So next week we'll show you what comes in that box and tell you what these others, what we think of those others. And we'll probably be looking at some other food plans because of the cost. The regular cost of this plan is, we think, over $10 a meal. And if we do our own shopping at the grocery store, and we are spending less at the grocery store because
a lot less,
because he's got the meals planned. And this was 1 meal a day, whereas last meal he was doing 2 meals a day, and that was too much.
Yeah, I eat my bigger meal. I tried, and I have a tendency to eat my bigger meal at noontime, which noontime for us is anywhere from 12 to 2 o'clock. And then lesser meal at nighttime before I go to bed. It seems to keep my blood sugars down a little bit when I wake up in the morning and take my glucose. It's a lot lower if I don't eat a lot at nighttime.
And then when you had the shrimp roll, you weren't even real hungry for an evening meal.
No.
And he didn't even eat the potato. He didn't cook the potatoes. So that was a filling meal for him. So that's where we are now with this food plan. We'll let you see what comes in next Tuesday's box. And we're kind of having fun doing this, and we hope you are having fun watching us, and we'll see you the next time.
Bon appetit.